Hello. Ever since I spoke at the World Championship of Public Speaking, a lot of people ask me, especially my friends from school, they keep asking me, hey, how come you are speaking at the World Championship? You are so shy, you're so fearful, I've never seen you speak your whole life. How come you suddenly became a speaker? You're speaking at conferences. How do you do that? So this video I'm just recording to just share what I call the 3 milestones to public speaking mastery, in hope that you can also learn from certain techniques that can shorten your learning curve. You see, that's true. I was terrified to speak in front of public, but what I did is I learned a lot of tricks, techniques and shortcuts from the masters of this field, from several mentors. And if I were to summarize the entire journey and entire techniques I learned, I will just categorize it into the 3 milestones to mastery in public speaking. So let me take you through the 3 steps. You see, as you have heard many times, several people are afraid to speak in public. A huge majority, if I were to put a number to it, maybe 99% of people in the world are afraid to stand in front of someone else and speak to an audience. Now, this is common. So what are some of the things we can do to overcome this fear and become a speaker everyone would like to listen to? So that's where the 3 milestones of public speaking mastery come at. So the first milestone is when you start to speak. I call this the me state or me stage, if your phase you want to call it. When you are trying to speak for the first time, and assuming you are not a natural speaker, you are afraid of speaking, the first thing that happens is when you're trying to speak, you're so focused on yourself. It's all about me. How do I look? Oh, am I dressed well? Do I have hair? Or like me, I'm recording this video, I'm thinking, oh, how do I look? Should I lose weight? And because our fear when we are first speaking is what other people think of us. And our entire focus is to leave an impression. So this is a state I call me state, or me milestone. And the fact is, most people stay in this me state for a very long time. Do you know how long I was in the me state? 36 years. Yes, 36 years. That was the first time I stood in front of a sizable group of people to speak. 36 years. So the fact is, once you understand certain aspects of overcoming your fear, you realize that it's not really about you. And this me state is natural to be afraid, because you're so worried about how you look, how people think, how people judge, what impressions they have on yourself, what judgments they make. So that's this milestone number 1. Now, once you move up, there's another stage or milestone which I call message. At this stage, you are concerned about transferring your message to your listeners. So here you are more worried about the tips and tricks and shortcuts and techniques of how to say, what to say. And this is where you master the techniques of speaking. And that's your focus. And you might be tempted to even come up with your own unique messages. You might invent a message that you design to change the world. And your focus at this milestone, at this stage, is to impress the audience with the amazing things you have to say, the amazing things you have, and that's what I call the second stage. So here you're slightly less afraid, or you're more comfortable to focus more on what you are saying, how you are saying, and you spend more time on leaving a message that you'll be remembered for. That's the message stage. So this transition happens when you learn the techniques of speaking. You're less afraid. You are focusing on the message. You learn the techniques. You're focusing on leaving a message that you truly care for or believe in. Now, this is the stage where, of course, this is the stage that most people are in, and some people who transcend this stage go to this higher stage. But majority of people stay in that stage. They don't go beyond that. But if you were to go beyond that, that's where you see magic happening to you as a speaker. And this third milestone or third stage is what I call messenger. What do you mean by messenger? So what does that milestone signify? This signifies a stage or a state where you have gone beyond your fears. You've gone beyond the idea of giving an amazing message. At this stage, you are purely a messenger. That means you do not worry about what impression you are making to the audience. You're not even worried too much about your message. You are just sharing to the world what you learned. You probably learned several things from your life experiences. You learned several things by reading a book, or some story someone said, or some movie you watched, some life experience you are aware of, and the lessons you learn from those experiences you come and share to the world. So you may say, I read from this book, and from that book I learned this, and this is what I learned, and this is how you can apply. At this stage, you are just a medium, a messenger. So there is no need to impress the audience, because you are just a messenger. You are not worried about what you are saying. Of course, you need to be not to be careless, but you need to be not too much obsessed with what you are saying, because you are just sharing your learnings. Of course, you will choose those things that can matter most. Masterful speakers of the world, they are becoming like a messenger, and that's why people truly respect them, because you might impress the audience, but your aim is not to impress the audience. Your aim is to share the messages you learned. I often get asked, what's the difference between these two stages? What's the difference between these two? See, at this message state, you are tempted, as I said, to come up with your own unique messages, your own unique perspectives, which is fine, but you're tempted to come with your own stuff. So there is a likelihood that you want to own the message. You want to have your own unique imprint. But the fact is, there's much more messages in the world than what you can probably come up with. So as a messenger stage, you're not really worried on relying entirely on what you came up with, but also you are relying on the universe, the messages out there in the universe. You're mostly learning and sharing what you know. That's what people want to hear. That's where people connect. So that's the essential difference of being the message and the messenger. And today what I'm doing here is, these are things I summarize from learning from various people and my own life experience. Initially, I was at this stage for years. As I said, 36 years, because I didn't know that I can ever be a speaker. What I realized is, once you shift your focus incrementally, you are actually growing yourself as a person. You are learning more, you are sharing more, and that's what audience like to hear. So what messages do you have? Are you still afraid to speak in public? I'm sure there are a lot of things you learn in your life, and don't devalue your experience. Most people think, oh, my life is not interesting, nothing to share. In fact, it doesn't have to be interesting. It does have to be something sincere, something truthful, honest that you're sharing with other people. And you start there, and as you go along, you build up your skills of speaking. The more you practice, the more you speak, and the more feedback you get from other people, like mentors or guides or coaches or experienced members of your audience, you are actually building up your skills. And eventually you realize You are liberated from your fears. All you do is to learn and share your learning. So go ahead, shift your focus, shed your fear, and shine as a messenger today.
Where could I find more? That's great.
Oh, you just need to click that link.
Where?
There.